It's so bummed that we couldn't be in Los Angeles, but God made things happen for a reason. But we were able to do it virtually. So I'm super excited, and to everybody, welcome to Capital. Conversations and collaborations, and we're just going to talk about networking in Hollywood, Black Hollywood. We have some wonderful people on here to just give us the insight of their careers and their goals and what they have, been going through. And so I want each of you to introduce yourselves and let us know your accolades. And we're going to start with Demario.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DA Entertainment, Demario Andre. I'm an event host and also wardrobe stylist, also wedding coordinator. Just a man of many different hats. I started a few years ago. Basically marketing myself on social media. I'm the type of person, I do not wait for nobody to push me or brand me. The gift God gave me, I'm not going to put it in somebody else's hands to birth it. It's mine. He gave it to me, and I'm going to push it. So with that being said, I was just marketing myself just with everyday wear, because you are your business cards. Yes, you do need business cards, but you are your business card, whatever you do. Of course, it's mine in fashion, so every time I step out the crib, I got to be together. You never know who's watching, right? So with that being said, one day I went and bought a denim jacket from, which was Walmart. And I had a shirt that I cut roses off of. It's a shirt with roses on it. I fabricated it to a denim jacket. Rocked it, posted on my page. And the producer from VH1's Black Ink Crew seen it. Now, at this time, I didn't know what Black Ink Crew was. It was just, I'm just thinking it's random people on somebody that's DMing me about, whatever. Anyway, long story short, he reached out to me, asked me, could I make the jacket? This is a show that goes on. I knew nothing about the show until later that week. We met up for a business meeting, a lunch business meeting, and they brought me in on season 4. I stayed with them season 4, season 5, and season 6 of Black Ink.
Wow.
I always tell people, you can't wait on people. You have to do what God gave you to do when you need to. You cannot wait on mama. You can't wait on daddy. You can't wait on best friend. You can't wait on. I'm not saying that you shouldn't let people help push your brand, because everybody need a little push. But if you're serious about what you do and you know this is what God gave you, take it and run.
I agree.
Even right now with me being on VH1, me being on Sister Circle TV, all of that stuff, I'm still promoting. I'm still passing out business cards. I'm still walking with people. Hey, my name is Demario. I'm done this. You study how to build your resume. And I'm a firm believer that I still have a job. I ain't made it that big yet where I'll be like, okay, forget this job. I still work. If you come in Zara, you might see me in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how I build clients here. So, I just tell anybody, if you have to do what God gave you to do, and you got to be serious about what you do. Me and Maya, we met at my job. She was the last customer that came in the store that night, and she came up to the register. She had a crazy. Very crazy. She said, "How does this look?" And the conversation went from there.
I was buying a Zara hat, y'all, and he was there. He was just, we just connected, and I'm like, he was like, no, so we just connected. And what's crazy is he's from Illinois, and he knows the people that I know from Illinois. It was just crazy. And
Small world.
It was your last day at Zara, right?
Yep.
That's
and
crazy.
that next week I transferred to Atlanta.
Yep.
And when I got to Atlanta, more doors open, more connections became. And I'm always that person. Whatever you do, make sure your heart is right. Make sure your heart is in the right place. Mm-hmm. I'm not the type of person I try to get over on people or tax them or put a price too high that they can't reach. Like, whatever you do, make sure your heart is right. Get an understanding. Mm-hmm. Make sure, because in this industry, it's a lot of slick people. Like, it's a lot of slick people.
I'm sure Marissa got stories for days.
Oh, yeah, man. It's a lot of slick people, and they go after people who's trying to come up in the industry. Because they think, okay, they'll do it for free or they'll do it for promo. So let me just, you have to be careful. And you also have to be wise. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't underline yourself, but also be wise about all the decisions you make. even like with me doing all the TV stuff, I'm still handing
And
out
you still
business.
getting, and people still calling you, and you still getting hit up.
And that's
It's
amazing.
crazy.
And I don't try to compare. I don't try to compare myself to other stylists.
Mhm.
I stay in my lane and do what God has tailor-made fit for me, Mario
Yeah.
Andre, to do. When I got to Atlanta, I met a group of guys who was in the entertainment industry already, big name people, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I walked up to them like, hey, my name is DeMario. If you need any help, if you need an assistant, because see, the thing is, we have to learn how to follow before we lead. Even if we're in the leading position, we should
Mhm.
still we should always remain teachable.
Mhm.
And I walked up to them and I just said, hey, if you need assistant one day, a video shoot, whatever you need, hit my line. Don't hesitate. Because there's some things that I can learn
Go ahead
from
and
you,
drop
and
the
there's some
name. Who
things you
was
can
it?
learn
Go ahead
from
and
me.
drop their names. Go ahead and drop their names, DeMario. Who
So
was
Ryan the Stylist, I don't know if you guys know him. He's styled for Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta,
Mhm.
Real Housewives. He's done a lot. Boys to Men, 112. He has Elise Neal is one of his main clients. So I'm the type of person I like to get up under people that do the same thing that I do. Because there's
For
always
sure.
something that I can learn from them and they can learn from me.
Yeah.
But sometimes it kind of be a little pins and needles in this industry because everybody thinks they, you know what I'm saying, they up on game or they
All of
are
them.
right.
So
They
DeMario,
are right. But it's just a different type of feel. And I want to stay humble like that even when I get to that level, because everybody has a starting point. Everybody has their star client. Everybody has their stepping stone that they need for the extra push to get them in the industry or whatever it is you do. Your gift might not be in the entertainment industry. It might be something else. But
okay.
I just pray that my heart always remain the same and that I stay humble
You will.
in everything that I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. Because you were tapping in one of the questions because I asked you all what you all wanted me to touch on. And so one of those questions was people being shiesty in the industry.
Oh, we can talk about that for a whole hour, so it'll come back. Don't
So
come back.
I want to hear it. So Marissa, can you introduce yourself, please?
You've been in the game for a long time.
Okay. My name's Marissa Devonish. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Been out in Cali. October will be 15 years. Woo, woo, still here, still pushing. Started out acting. Many people, mind you, this was shot in 2003. I was in the best Chappelle episode ever. The milk's still good here. The Rick James flasher scene. That episode.
I saw that. I saw you post it.
It was on last night. Residual check I don't get, but still, people love telling me like I'm gonna check the mail for a check. There's no money coming in from that. It's on Wild 'N Out. I played Corinne Stevens on a Showtime movie. She still hates us, I'm sure. So started out acting and said, okay, well, what else can I do? Because every day there's like a new flock of people coming in on the plane at LAX that want to be an actor. Mm-hmm. I said, let me write, because some of these scripts I've been reading are real trash. And I said, I think I'm creative. I could write better stuff than the stuff I've been auditioning for. So tried it out, wrote a short film, got some good feedback, wrote, a feature, a pilot episode for this, and been doing it for, say past 10 years, I've really jumped on the writing, directing, producing side. And let me know if you can hear that screaming, because that's my 5-year-old. He had specific instructions on what to not do, and he's doing it.
He's a little actor too.
Yes, he is. He's in a bunch of my videos too. Aww. But I'm gonna have to bribe him with some more sweets. Anyhow, so yeah, we can get it. I'll save the shiesty stories for later, because I've got some recent ones that, at this point, I've been here long enough that I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed.
How long you been in LA? How long you been in Los Angeles now?
15 years.
Wow.
15 years.
So you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. Stuff I can't tell you about, like I can't say some names of some people. But I can give you the scenario. The shystiness, the crabs in the barrel. Yes, I've experienced it all, but it has not discouraged me. I'm not going back to New York. I'll go visit, but I'm not going back. So I'm here.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. New York, it's crazy in New York. People still mad and angry in there. No. I'll take palm trees and earthquakes, knock on wood. Sorry. Any day over that crowded anger that is still in New York, you know.
Right.
But
Cool.
people that meet me, they're like, "You're not from here, are you?" I was like, "Nah." They'll be like, "You're from New York." I could tell.
Yeah.
Very blunt, very honest. We mean what we say. And I'd say we're reliable. I mean, for the most part, when I got out here 15 years ago, majority of my friends, 80% are from the East Coast. Like we
Really?
gravitate towards each other. I've met a couple of LA people, but most of my friends are DC, New York, Maryland.
Wow.
Yes. So that East Coast energy, you find it out here. Not all of it's good. Like I said, I got some stories, but for the most part.
I want to say that it's crazy how God, you know, people connect people together, because my cousin, who's no longer here here anymore, rest in peace. He talked about you a long time ago. It's crazy. And then when he passed, it just kind of connected us. It's wild. But he was a bouncer, right?
Yeah, he was a bouncer at one of the first bar I worked at here, and that was like my first bar family, because you know, if you're in the entertainment business, what is your job going to be? You're going to be a hostess, a waitress, a bartender, something at night. And then everybody else there's trying to do the same thing. So you kind of connect on that level. Mm-hmm. And Jamar was a security guard, and he was like a brother, him and Larry. The two of them were like,
yeah, I love Larry.
They were like our big brothers. You get home safe, you're okay. Don't talk to this one. They look out for us so well. So
that's awesome.
Yes, rest in peace, Jamar.
Yes, rest in peace. Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm going to switch over to Adrienne.
Adrienne, that's my friend.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Adrienne, and my friends call me ADZ.
Yep.
I am actually an LA native, so growing up, I did not know much about Hollywood. I sang, I danced, I played the piano. I did all of that.
I hear that a lot.
I didn't know anything about the Hollywood scene or any of that until I was an adult. But to give you an idea of how I kind of started, I was working for a company actually out here in Texas, and I was doing administration and events. And so I really, really kind of loved what I was doing on the event side. So what I did is I started to go to events around Dallas and kind of connected with people in the industry. And long story short, I ended up going to a meeting one day. A lady introduced me and said she's looking for a job in events. The lady said, "Oh, that's great. We just have somebody that's left. So we have an opening." And boom, I got my dream job. So I've been in events for about 3 years heavily, but I've been doing it since college. So events and interior design is kind of where my niche is. So, but I am working on a few projects, some things that I'm working on the Instagram social media side, but I don't want to speak too prematurely.
Okay.
But yeah, events is what I love to do. Of course, with everything going on, I can't really do that right now. Everything has shut down. Unfortunately, I actually got laid off from my job because of what's going on. So what I'm doing right now is kind of trying to build on my own. So like you said, nobody can go out there and get it for you. Like you said, Damari, you got to get it yourself. Period. So that's what I'm working on right now. But yeah, that's me. I don't have any shy stories from the industry or anything, but I'm all ears. I want to hear it all.
And so you're also Maya's business partner, right?
Yes.
How did you two connect?
You said, how do we connect?
Yeah.
So I was actually doing a gender reveal party for one of our mutual friends, Shirley. Shout out to Shirley.
Love Shirley.
Yes. So I helped her with her gender reveal, and that's where I met Maya. And Maya kind of pulled Shirley to the side from what I heard and kind of asked her, like, who is that? Who did this for you?
That is so neat.
I just kind of hit it off from the beginning.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, that's like me and Demario, like,
Kumbaya.
This is like we've done like 5 events together, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sad we're not in LA doing this, but you know,
you can't work with everybody, right? For
Oh,
me,
no.
you can't work with everybody. I'm very direct when it comes to business. Outside, I'm very free spirited. I'm like that anyway, but you can't work with anybody. And I feel like she fits me. She just knows how to handle me, and just like, and she don't play. She do not play. Like listen. So we, you know, she gets when we in our mode. Like if we were in LA right now for a venue, it would have been like, all right, no, okay. Did you see that? No, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really blessed
I
to have a
bounce off
business
each
partner.
other.
Huh?
It's a balance. You all bounce off.
Oh, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
And we have a lot more coming.
Oh yeah.
So thank you, Adrian, for that. Also
course.
introducing me. So you see this wonderful young lady with this long flowing black hair. This is the creator of this event.
Me? Oh, me.
Networking Queens. So introduce yourself and just tell us something good about you.
Well, hello everybody. I should be in one of your videos for real. I would do excellent as an extra.
Come on out here. I got you. I'll show you today.
You know, I used to love acting back in the day. Okay, so my name is Maya Brown. I started Networking Queens 2018. I'm a visionary, so I'm sure y'all can relate. When y'all vision things that you want to do, I always knew I had entrepreneur in me. I don't really like being told what to do, but I started really marketing back in 1999 actually. I was at college. I was an undergrad at Clark Atlanta, and I don't know if you've heard this rapper named Mace before. He kind of took me under. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah, Mace took me under his wing as like a little sister, and I watched how although he wasn't. This is after Bad Boy, but he taught me a lot, and he was doing his own thing at the time, and he needed somebody to help market his business, and I was doing that. And then after that, I came back. I had kids, got married, and I've always really been into promoting events, promoting things in Dallas, in Atlanta, in Los Angeles. I don't really like to talk about people I know. I'm not like that, but I've done some things to where it molded me to build my own business, and I've excelled in it. I've always brought people together since high school. I was the girl who threw the parties. Okay, like you going to Maya's party? Like I was the girl, like fun girl. So I always brought people together, and I noticed from people like, oh, I met her through Maya or whatever. So that's something I love to do, and I'm really into Black entrepreneurship. I love to see people win. I actually, it's like a high for me when I see other people doing well, because I feel like it's enough for all of us to be successful. If it's not entertainment, it's business, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it if you just work hard and be consistent and be focused. So I think one thing that's made me successful in that is because I believe that I'm never satisfied. I'm a little bit hard on myself. I try not to be, but I'm just doing what God wants me to do right now. I really was kind of upset about the LA thing. Everything works for a reason, and I'm so happy that y'all were able to come together and we make this happen, and we share it and people see it and add it to our resume. But no, I've always been into marketing, and I used to work for this company called Music Entertainment. Is in New York. You know how they don't do it as much anymore, but how you book artists to perform at different places. I would do that on the Southwest side. So I was in Houston and Texas and San Antonio, Austin. All the artists that you probably see that are probably not as more popular, I would book them to hold shows. I was really good at that because I got a percentage of that. So I was like, hold on, I get a percentage of this money. I didn't even do my own business. And, that's how I was like, man, I'm making money off this. And so I was making money with her, for her. And I was getting money, but I was like, I could book my own, I could do this myself. So now here I am. After this event, I'm taking a break till 2021. And Adrian probably knows, but like, hopefully we still got the venue. I'm assuming.
We do.
We do, okay. So next, you know what? God works so mysterious. Like I'm already, it's gonna be bigger and awesome next year. So I'm gonna have a couple more events, but right now I'm working on my merch. I have hoodies, t-shirts, and I guess I'm making the announcement now. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's about to be a bomb merch. Adrian's one of my models.
I'm
here in
excited.
Dallas. We're doing it downtown. Oh, tomorrow, if he comes out here in Dallas, we're gonna style. So I have Networking Queens, the logo. If you see my logo, I'm gonna have hoodies just in time for the winter. You see how I did that? Just in time for the winter, and just in time for people to rock my stuff. I'm gonna send it to everybody. And shout out to Mr. Hilton. I don't know if y'all know who Mr. Hilton is. She's a fashion stylist as well. She's like my big sister. I've known her since I was 19. She's the mother of Justin Combs. If you know who the Combs is, then that's it. And she was like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you my hoodie." So y'all get ready for the merch. Cause I'm sending it to all of y'all. I'm gonna send it to everybody. You know how they do. That's what they do. If somebody has a business, they just send it to people that they know that's, I'm gonna say, "Can you write this and put it on your Instagram? I'll give you $100."
Brand building.
And it's marketing, and you can market anything. Like this mimosa, it's so delicious and great. You know what I'm saying? It's so.
Shout out to Maya's new line that's gonna drop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I do want to say this. The reason why we talking about entertainment and how we start, but it's really about excelling in what you believe in. Because let's be honest, this pandemic, I don't know about y'all, it can be very not depressing. It can be mentally draining. And if you're artists like us, we're very artistic people, all of us. It can be very not lonely, but just frustrating because you want to do things that you can't do. And what I've noticed, what I'm doing right now is just spending time with myself and mentally preparing for what is happening. You know what I mean? So I tell people all this time, plan. This is just a storm, and wear your mask.
And
But yeah, put that depression and that loneliness in there because it's real.
Yeah.
It is real, and anybody experience it should not feel ashamed about it or feel alone because I know a lot of people going through it.
Yeah,
I got my son I entertain him, he entertains me, he drains me. That's what I mean. But I have some friends that are by themselves. They have nobody and they won't leave the house. And I'm like, imagine that. Like your only outlet is a phone, or video and stuff like that. But if you're an extrovert, you're like, I need people. I want to see. So depression is real.
It is.
Yes,
and
it
a lot of
is.
people losing their jobs right now, and it's a lot going on.
And you don't know what's going to happen in 3 months. You can be hopeful. I'm optimistic every day, but I'm like, I can't be stressed over stuff I can't change.
Because you're so, I just want to say, Marissa, you're so talented. I've literally been at home just to laugh and look at your videos.
I mean, I do that for y'all, but it keeps me saying, though, y'all got to check out my TikTok. It's a little, some of my friends say they're going to take my phone away, but I was like, if you do that, then I'm going to, have some depression bounce.
It's the relief.
I know she probably don't want me to bring this up, but I'm sorry. It's so funny. She was on, I was on Facebook one day, and I'm like, I was looking at her profile picture just randomly. I'm like, dang, she look like somebody. And I hit her up. I said, you look like Superhead. Remember Superhead, Carrie Superhead? And she said, I swear to God, she said, it's funny that you tell me that because I played her in a movie. I'm like, you lying. She played Superhead. Remember Kareem Superhead, who did like the best-selling author? Yeah, wow, that's crazy. It's a picture. It's a picture of her, and she looks just like her. I was like, you look like Superhead.
The casting director, rest in peace, Belinda Bumpus. She's the one that casted me for that, and she just called me. She like, hey, I got this thing. You look like the girl. I want you to play her. She didn't even have a casting for it. She just knew me and was like, yeah. And I've heard it before from some people to be like, you know who you look like? I'm like, yep, don't even say it. I'm good.
Did you ever get a chance to meet her or anything?
No. She actually tried to have the movie shut down after because she was mad.
Oh, okay.
It was a rebuttal to her book. Like, they bashed the hell out of her. It was narrated by Wendy Williams.
Oh, yeah.
She made money off that movie, off that book though. Wow. She made a lot of money off that book.
Production. But it didn't work because it was on Showtime for a hot minute.
People love mess and they love they love the tea. They love the tea.
Oh, yeah. I love tea.
That's how you make the money.
It's called
good scandals are always good.
the Hollywood Jump Off.
The rudest person I've ever met. I was at the BET Awards 2000. My first BET Awards was 2002. I did the red carpet and I had to interview people. I was super reserved. I'm not the type of person to like take pictures. I'm not the girl to take pictures of people. Like, hey, I'm not like that. I like to be in a moment and enjoy. I'm not like starstruck like that. Because if you know somebody who's in the industry, they're very regular people, honestly.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of money. So I was just taking it all in and everything. But the rudest person I've ever met might make TMZ. I don't care. She was mean to me. Was Vivica Fox. She was so rude. I was like, okay. I don't know how she is now. She was like, do you see me? Because if you know about red carpet, it's like you're not obligated to do red carpet, but their publicists know that like you talk to the reporters, you talk to people. I don't know, you remember that movie
Right.
Two Can Play That Game came out.
Mhm.
Two Can Play That Game had just like boomed up. So
Morris
Morris Chestnut
Chestnut.
was there. Right. So he stopped and I talked to him and I said, hey, Vivica, you know, whatever. By the way, I hate interviewing celebrities. Hate it. And I've interviewed a lot of people. I do not like interviewing celebrities. That's just not me. And so I said, hey, Vivica, she's like, Benny, does it look like I have time to talk to you? I would never forget that. I'm like, you are mean. But I want to say the most kindest person I've ever met is Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett is so sweet. Actually,
I can see that.
I got pregnant actually with my daughter, and I named her Jada because I remember Jada. I like the name, but I thought Jada was so cool. We were trying.
That was wild.
I have a story. It's a funny story. It's 3:35. We got time. I have a funny story. So Jada, I talked to her for like 10 minutes, and she was like, "So what y'all doing?" It was me and two other people that was with me, because I flew out there with them. And she was like, from magazine I was working for, and she was like, "What are y'all doing after? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, I don't know. So she's the one that told us to go. What party was popping that night? So I get to the party. It was in West Hollywood. It's me and the two ladies. I don't know how we got in this party. I really don't know how, because we were the only people that was not, you know, in the industry in there. I was like, what? I ain't gonna tell you everybody who's doing what. That's their business. And I'll never forget. I saw Suge Knight. I've seen Suge Knight so many times. I mean, Marissa, I'm sure you've seen Suge. You haven't? Suge Knight used to always be in it. Yeah. So Suge Knight there, everybody, I'm just like, okay. And then Jada was there. I'm like, you really can't. She's like, oh, y'all can't. She's very Baltimore. She's very like, what you see on TV, that's how she was. She was like, oh, y'all got in, y'all cool. We're like, yeah, we did come in. Can we follow you? No, just joking. But I just remember her just being like a breath of fresh air. Like, she didn't have to tell me where the party was. She didn't tell us how we're going to get in there, but she was letting me know where it was at. I thought that was super cool. Her and Will was cool. Yeah. But the meanest person was, I would have to say her, because
I met Will in Vegas, and I was like, we have a Philadelphia Eagles connection.
Oh, I saw that.
I was like,
Will Smith.
Jada, we could, yeah.
How is he? He was nice when he was kind of quiet.
Super sweet, super friendly to everybody. Like, treated everybody from the wait staff to the doorman. Everybody high. Everybody got that big high, and I was like, adopt me.
I like people like that. Mason's like that too. Everybody like it's certain people like the East Coast thing. Maybe it's the East Coast thing. But people from the East Coast that I've met that are, you know, actors or something, they're very like down. Jamie Foxx is down to earth to me. He from Czech, you know. I'm sure you met Jamie. So Jamie's very, very humble. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My story.
everybody in Black Hollywood has been to Jamie's party. One of Jamie's parties.
I've been to Jamie's party.
Please,
I'm ready to go.
it's dark though. Get out of there before it's too dark.
You right.
What you say?
No, I said everybody in Black Hollywood has been to at least one of Jamie Foxx's parties. Super cool dude. You know,
His parties be lit.
Some of them get a little too lit, and that's when I'm like, "Ooh, that's my cue to."
I know that's what I was saying too. I was like, oh yes, I feel uncomfortable. But I gotta go. I tell y'all that I was ready.
You some of the parties you got like the ratchets that come out and they trying to do some things. I don't know.
That's been doing parties for a long time. He does parties all the time.
But he always has parties. Everybody,
day.
You know, and you see the same people at, you know, the parties. But he's been nothing but a sweetheart.
Yeah, Black Hollywood is very small. You agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Dated anybody from the industry?
I don't say that.
So I have a question. Guys. So
Lie, why?
Oh yeah, I didn't say no. I said we won't talk about that.
We gotta talk about it off the record.
No.
So I have a question for you all. Let's get into some more conversation. So your experience in your careers and you building your brand, what sacrifices and things that you have to do, things that you had to give up, and experiences that you had to go through that wasn't all good? And the other side of that question is, what did you learn from it?
Woo. Who you asking to start?
So let's start with Demario.
Well. Open your Bibles to the book of Shade. So for me, being a stylist, being an event host, being a wedding coordinator, the most I've ever came across as far as a stylist was I always try to be a blessing coming in the door in some shape or form, right? And so this one client who is a name personality, of course, our agreement was to promote, because sometimes everything is not about money. Something is about marketing your name and marketing your brand, right? So I told them, hey, I'll do this. You just wear it, market my name. That's that. Now, granted, the time of the conversation that we had was almost a year. Had been a year. People do forget, but when it's on documentation and we in constant communication, you know what it is. Now, that person directly did not market my name. Their business partner did. And I was fine with that. But I'm a type of person, I'm very direct. Talk to me and I'm gonna talk to you. Say what it is. Because this is what I tell people. I don't care how slick you think you are, there's somebody slicker than you. This entertainment industry is very small. And my thing of it is just do right the first time, you know? So, because you might try to finesse somebody else, it might not go that way, you know? So they personally did not market me, the business partner did. But it was not the business partner we had on the product. You feel me? So I let it go until the comments came on Instagram. Who did this? Who made that? And literally out of 3,000 comments, there have been at least 30 or 40 people asking, who made this? Who did this for you? No comment. No Ed Stylish dude, no DA Entertainment. So I'm looking like, well, okay. And this is why, and I piggyback off this, why I say you have to always be 2 steps ahead of the game. I always market myself. Before they even posted the picture, I had already posted on my page and tagged their name and at their name on the picture. So just in case anybody was inquiring about it, it's hashtagged already to that brand, to that client, to their name. You will see it on my page if they don't do it. So I always tell people, always be 2 steps ahead, because people lie. People, or they think they slick, they'll try to, oh yeah, let's do this, let's work together. And we sometimes as people, Black people especially, we front a lot on social media. What we do on social media, we're not really doing behind off social media. You feel me? And I'm the type of person, I try to make sure what I reflect on social media, I'm the same person off social media. Because you don't want to get caught up in the lie, you don't want to get caught up in the scam, you don't want to get exposed. Because I've seen it happen.
They will check you.
Yes. I've seen it happen with too many people, with makeup artists, stylists, like, and my thing of it is, I will never forget this hairstylist told me in Atlanta one time. He said, he's a big name hairstylist. He said, I will never work with a celebrity client again. He said, they cheat, they don't like to pay, they think everything for promo. And I'm just like, me coming up in the game, I'm like, no, this is who you should be working with. He like, I don't care who they are. If they not paying, I'm not doing it. My bills don't get paid off promo. And ever since me and him had that conversation, it stuck with me. Like, I don't want to make one bad experience make everybody suffer for it, Mm-hmm. But you just have to keep your eyes open. You have to keep your watch. But I'm the type of person, like I said, I always market and promote myself first. So that's any advice I have to give to anybody that's in this. Even if you already up in the industry, because it still will happen when you at the top. So I just always tell people, just market yourself. Always put yourself first. And that's what I do. You will never post that and don't tag my name in, because I'm gonna make sure everybody know.
Okay. Awesome.
So
awesome.
I just kind of, and even with me being in the who I am now is who I've always been before I got to Black Ink, before I started doing stuff on Sister Circle. Like every time I step out, I'm gonna be together. Unless it's a rainy day and I got on some sweatpants to go to the barbershop or something, like I'm cool. Yeah, you just have to push yourself. I always say, please market yourself. Don't wait for nobody to market you. Don't wait for nobody to push you. Push your own brand. And what I have gotten out of this thus far by pushing my own brand has been very good. I have more good experience than bad experiences, I should say.
And I remember, Damara, when me and you talked briefly when I was calling and asking, you know, connecting with you all, you did say that the producers from Chicago Black Ink Crew reached out to you on your Instagram page because they saw how you market yourself. And so that's great.
Wow.
You said that they reached out, you didn't reach out to them, they found you. And it's
Never know who's watching.
Yeah, marketing.
You never know who's watching, for real.
Never know who's watching.
Yeah. So, what about you, Adrian? What is your sacrifices and personal experience, and what did you learn from those experiences?
You know, what I can honestly say is I've been blessed. I really haven't had any negative experiences, to be honest. I mean, just being in events, the beautiful thing in it is that it is really word of mouth, you know? So as long as I make sure that I do what I was supposed to do, I show up on time, I do my job, I'm professional, you know, it's going to come back to me. So I've never had to, now let me knock on wood, so far things have gone well. I really haven't had any negative experiences.
Okay, awesome. Marissa, it sounds like you had something to say.
Ready.
When I first moved here, so the first obstacle would be had custody of my oldest son Jordan then, and I was in New York, and then a friend of mine said, I'm going out to LA, I think you should come meet some people. And I was like, okay, this is a good time. I wasn't teaching at the time. I taught 2 years prior to that, and I was like, I had gone to school for teaching, but it was just a backup. I always knew I wanted to be entertainment. My father was happy, got my degree, yeah, cool, okay. So we came out here, stayed out here, met a bunch of people in like 2 weeks, and then that friend just disappeared and left me. I said to myself, I cannot go back to New York. Like, I'm meant to come to LA now. This is when I'm supposed to be here, so I got to make it work out. Some of the people I met in those quick 2 weeks, I was like, could I sleep on your sofa while I figure it out? Slept on a sofa. I slept in somebody's backseat one time. Couldn't come in their house because they had a girlfriend. They let me sleep in their backseat. Never forget, they had an empty McDonald's cup, and I had to pee in the middle of the night. Peed in that cup. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Slept in a closet somewhere else one time. Mind you, I was getting my stuff situated in New York. I was like, okay, how am I going to afford to stay out here? I had a motorcycle in New York. Sold that sucker for $5,000. That paid my rent for 2 months. Went and got a car, got a job at Miyagi's, which is where I met Jamaro. And I said, I'm meant to be here. But now I left my oldest son with his dad. I had custody, so once I got settled, got my place situated, I moved him out here, but his father pit us against each other, put out a warrant, said I kidnapped him. Went to court, my son said I want to live with my dad, and I was like, I still need to stay here. I'm sorry, I'm leaving you. Go live with your dad. You can decide if you want to come out here for high school. My son didn't understand at the time. I was like, yeah, New York didn't have that energy it had when I was growing up. It's going downhill, and I didn't think he needed to be there as a young Black man growing up. But at the courts, you know, they went with his wishes, so stayed out here. Mind you, he came back and forth with me. He moved out, tried it out. I'm strict. I'm like, you got to get good grades. You can't play video games all day. Oh, no, I don't want to stay with mom. I want to go back to New York. He still does that to this day. Anyhow, so that was obstacle number one. I had to get over the fact that I left my son, but now we're rebuilding our relationship. He's lived with me off and on. He understands that New York's not the place for him either, so he would have probably done the same thing. Second obstacle was finding that group that mean what you say, do what you know, your word is your bond.
Especially in LA.
Man. So me and some friends, I had an idea for a web series, and they said, oh, we should do this as a movie. 5 of us were the producers on it. I'll try and make this story short. I guess I can mention the name of the movie because people know it, but I won't name people by saying. So it was a movie called Serial Dater. I wrote it, starred in it, was one of the co-producers. Everybody had a role. Did what we said we had to do, came down to the last 2 roles, editing, and one of the other producers, they didn't want to do their share, and we had to make up and like, you know, we got to get this finished and put it out. Let's put our money in, finish it, and we'll deduct their percentage from whatever we get when we put the movie out. Cool. Cool what we thought. Skip, put the movie out on Netflix. It was out on a bunch of different outlets, and they got mad. It was like, well, why am I getting this percent? You didn't do your job. They were so pissed when they pulled the product. They pulled the film off of Netflix, Amazon, where every place it was, and nobody made a penny. As an example of people who was like, I would rather have, what's the saying, 100% of nothing than the 10% I really worked for? Craps. Does it stop there? Now,
wow.
You cut me off when you got a timer. So, I don't look half bad right now. I mean, I clean up nice, but I probably wouldn't have had these issues with men trying to get sex or whatever out of me opposed to the job. It's like, oh, if you could work with me if you come, let me take you out to dinner. I was like, I'm not the take you out to the dinner type of person. I could cook. I don't need your meal. Do you want to work or do you not want to work? I won't say names, but and I'm not the only one, because again,
it happens a lot.
It happens. Nobody wants to see what my work looks like. They'd rather see what work I could do in the bedroom, which is unfortunate. And again, not the only one that's happened to.
It happens to most people in the industry, from my understanding.
Yeah, not just women either, but these people, I still see them still respect their work as a producer or a director, but not as a person. Because I was like, dude, you're married. Why are you flirting with me or trying to proposition me for something? But okay, another obstacle. Try to roll through these.
No,
when you first come out here, like the prototype would be light skin, short hair, whatever, thin frame, athletic, blah blah blah. Age range, I'm a flatter myself, 23 to 27. Maybe that was years ago. But that's the age range. So if you're looking for an agent and you got friends that look just like you, do you think they're gonna refer you to their agent? No, because you might take their work. So trying to find an agent has been like ridiculous. Even a lit agent. Like I know a lot of writers that are on shows. Will they refer me to their agent? Probably not. Or no, because they haven't. But it's like share your connections. People don't want to do that out here because it might take away from them.
Do you think the majority of people sleep?
Another stylist isn't going to introduce you to their client because you might take them away.
And I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot in LA. I know some people out there personally, like the hustle. Like you have to have like 2 or 3 jobs to get out there and make it.
5,
I know people who've been there for like 10 years and now just kind of getting on their feet, to do what they're out there to do and stuff like that. So definitely, I think it's a lot of stuff.
I take great pride in the fact that friends that I made 15 years ago, they'll see me and be like, I'm so glad that you have not changed from who you were when I met you. I take pride in that because I'm like, yeah, I'm a little crazier now, but the professional I was then, if you need me to do something, I'm going to be on time. You're going to get it probably before the deadline, and there's going to be no bullshit behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why you think that is. I know it's competitive, and I know people, like you say, who have shared their stories with me. Why do you think that is, though? Is it because it's Hollywood? And I mean, can't your agent have more than one client? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. I've heard Gabrielle Union talk about
like
that.
For acting, no, because like say you two look like somebody that looks just like me, the agent's not gonna want 2 of us because who are they gonna send out for the job?
Okay.
You're gonna send both your clients out, only one might get it, and then there's that conflict between them.
Mm-hmm.
They want a variety of different looking people. So if I'm gonna ask a friend that looks nothing like me, would you refer me to your agent? I have a better shot than somebody that looks like me. And the same thing when I try to get my son an agent. I had friends that I know their sons have agents, and I'd ask them, and I knew they were gonna say no because my son has beautiful chocolate complexion, but so were their children. They're not gonna refer him. My son might take their kids' jobs.
Got it.
Everybody want their coins.
Yeah, I'm like, you can share knowledge and still get that karma back.
That's true.
I think so too. What do you think you think there could be a change to that at all? Or
no, you just gotta find the people that are willing to do that off the bat. Like I have people call me all the time for advice, tips. They want me to read their scripts, and I'm not gonna say, oh, oh, I'll read it for you, but you got to give me this, or you got to give me that. I'm like, no, just send it by. Send it back to them with notes and my advice, and good luck. I'm going to get that energy back in my own life. I don't need to, tax them.
And like you were saying, Marissa, just how I was saying, like, sacrifices and things like that.
Make sure y'all put the viewers, make sure it's on mute. Put your things on mute so we don't hear you.
Through your sacrifices, good things always come back from them because you learn.
It's on karma.
You have to go through sacrifices to learn something, to gain perspective and stuff, so you won't go through it anymore.
And to keep you humble, because they just give it to you, like privileged people. Then you didn't work for anything. You feel like I'm supposed to get this. I don't have to work for it. I don't have to do nothing.
And it won't be in vain. So like you said, you read scripts and stuff. You don't tell people, I read your script, you got to do this for me. Like you said.
Oh, I still get that. Still get that. I'd be like, could you hook me up with so-and-so? Well, I need this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Can't you just pass the contact on? No, people want something in return.
Yeah.
Would you say that people, not majority, but most people sleep their way to the industry? I mean, they have an intimate connection with somebody. I know several. I'm asking because a lot of people that I've crossed paths with, they've done that. They'll later tell me. Like,
I remember in the music video circuit seeing a bunch of girls, hanging out with the casting guy or the, director, whatever. And the next week you see them in 50 videos and be like, oh, okay, I get it. But it's harder to do that now because of this whole Me Too. It could backfire. So they're like, yeah, I'm not trying to sleep with these little hoes because they're going to flip it and try to destroy my career later. So
that's so true. That Me Too movement. That Me Too movement is
now.
That Me Too movement is like crazy.
Yep.
So
it needed to happen though. I said it needed to happen though.
Oh, for sure.
Well overdue, because you hear so many stories in the industry about,
Yeah, they're taking advantage of it. It was like, you mean I could sleep with this girl and put her in a video and give her like 2 lines and then kick her to the curb and do it to the next chick? Yes, let's do this. Yeah. Let's do this until
they were doing though, for sure. That's crazy.
So I'm gonna throw out some words and I want you all to comment on it. And I just want to see what you all think about it. So the first one is validation.
We got 1 more hour, y'all. 4 o'clock. Well, it's almost 4 o'clock.
So validation. A lot of people think they have to be validated in order, to get certain accolades or be somewhere and different things like that. How do you guys deal with that when you feel like you don't have that support of those followers or, what you're looking for to, get to where you are?
I can kind of touch on that, or I can start at least. Being that I am kind of starting out on my own, it is kind of one of those difficult things where you're trying to figure out how to really get yourself out there and get people to notice you. But I feel like validation has to come from yourself. Like, I feel like you need to validate yourself because nobody is going to give you what you feel like you deserve. So I feel like you should always validate yourself. Like, I don't feel like you should look for other people to validate you or for them to make you feel like you should be valued. Like, you should value yourself. Your worth comes from you,
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I agree. Like with my silly TikTok videos and YouTube videos and stuff like that, I was like, I'm sitting there cracking up. I'm laughing at myself, and I was like, if y'all laugh, if you don't laugh, I still thought it was funny, so I'm gonna go put it out there and
yeah.
Right.
People need the likes. People need the comments to feel like, okay, it was funny. Okay, good job. Good job, me.
And I think Demario is trying to say something, but Demario, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We can't.
Are you on mute?
He's not on mute.
He's not on mute. So while he get his sound together, we were talking about also, we touched on it, how important integrity is as well, integrity in the industry, because you just want good vibes coming back to you. You don't want to, shite anybody. You don't want to, go and do anything that's high rated stuff. So how's because integrity is not easy. So how's that with you all when moving in integrity and stuff? Even when you have opportunities that presents itself that you don't feel like you should lead in integrity, but you have that integrity to say no.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Yes,
Go ahead. So who wants to answer that? You want to go ahead, Demario?
I thought Damara was going in.
Right.
So, I mean, people, I'm going to just say this. When you know who you are and you confident in who you are, you don't have to do all of that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Integrity, attention seeking. Like me, I know when I walk in the room, I'm going to shut the room down. I know that. And that it has something to do with confidence. It has something to do with what I have on. When you know who you are, when you truly know who you are, I don't care. My motto is, I don't care if I'm standing next to Stylist J. Belen or Beyonce Stylist. God is not going to give me what he going to give them.
Right.
We all in this thing together, but everybody had a different lane. I'm not intimidated by him. I'm not intimidated by her. Now, some people can be intimidated by your confidence. Some people can be intimidated by your security. When I say I really don't have that issue, I really don't have that issue with people because I know who I am. I know my assignment. I know I'm not going to have every client. Everybody's going to have different clients. I'm not trying to get everybody because like Maya said, you really don't want to work with everybody. Everybody's money is not good.
Period.
So you just have to know who you are. I mean, I tell people all the time, walk in your truth. In your truth. Whatever your truth is, whatever it is, walk in it, live in it, and stand in it proud. So that's just, and me living in my truth right now has got me to the point where I'm at today on June 28, 2020.
All right.
I love
still
it.
got some ways to go, but
Cheers to that.
just walking the truth, baby. I mean, you are fearfully and wonderfully and tailor-made for a reason.
Yeah.
It's too many characteristics trying to play somebody else. It's just, I'm not gonna do it. So
you can only
everybody's not gonna like you, and that's fine. But they'll survive, and you show will you. So
You are not for everybody, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have this
Not
thing
everybody
where,
not meant to be.
Yeah.
right. And I have this thing where you don't have to like me, but you will respect me. I love that. I've been saying that forever. I don't care if you don't like me. But you can respect somebody, not like them. It happens every day in corporate America. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But you respect me, we're cool. I don't care if you don't like me. And honestly, I've talked to a lot of people who have their own business or entrepreneurship or artists or whatever. I hear the same thing has been going on to this day for people who make a lot of money. The people that gonna support you is gonna be the people that I think I shared this Adrian before a long time ago, but the people that support me, I mean, your friends is cool, but the people that have really supported these people, I would never guess that support me. And I talked to other people that are, successful, and they said it's always going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody can't relate, but I mean, it happens. It does happen.
Use the term friends very loosely. Because people, you think of friends, you got, there's associates, there's coworkers, there's Facebook friends. You got
like if you talk to somebody in the industry, there's industry friends, right? And then there's real friends.
Yeah.
Right. But
like, I'll call you to do a job. Is that a friend? That's a coworker, associate. But then we're not hanging out on Sundays for Sunday Fun Day. But
exactly.
if I need something done, I'm gonna call Marissa, I'm gonna call Adrian and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to you in the street, but we're not gonna kiki and all that. But,
for sure. It's business.
I think what it is too is like with your friends, not all of you do the same thing. You know what I mean? Your friend may be in corporate. You may have a friend that, does, some other side. They may have a storefront or something. Like everybody that has their niche, everybody does their own different things. So they're not going to understand your hustle and what you're doing.
Right.
Because that is true.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's what it is too when it comes to the support thing, going back to what you were saying, Maya. I feel like that's why that is what it is. The people who are looking at you are interested in what you're doing because that's what they like to do.
Right. And one of my like 2020 like prayers and stuff is like sending genuine people my way I don't want to have any more friendships that is like just being friends and going, those are fun, but I really want to meet people of purpose and helping me, get into purpose. I can help, helping them get into purpose. I really want to be surrounded with a circle that just is very genuine and we feed off each other and stuff like that. And I'm learning that out of 1 million followers, you got a few faithful ones, you good.
That's true.
You don't need a lot, you need a faithful few.
And so, Demario, you said about confidence. You said you walk into the room and you have confidence. How anybody want to touch on confidence or anything? What is the confidence that you have to have? And some people can take confidence out of context. Some people can say, "Oh, well, you're big-headed," or "You think you're all that." But it's the difference in having confidence when, like you said, Demario, when you know who you are, when you own who you are, and you know your craft and you're comfortable with it. So anybody have anything to add to that?
I think that what I would say about confidence versus cocky, I feel like the confidence is just kind of like, that's you wanting to get yourself out there and for people to appreciate what you do and for you to be able to help others and reach others through what you do. Cocky to me is you want the validation. You want people to know who you are, what you do, where you are, that's where the cockiness comes in. It's like, I'm too good for you, not I'm good for you and I can help you. So I think that's the difference.
I got a prime example. Season 5 of me coming on to Black Ink. I could have been on the show. I told Maya what happened was my initial assignment was coming in behind the scenes as a stylist. When I walked on the scene, it was like, who is this dude? We like his personality, we like his style. Now, in between the first time of me coming on set up until the conversations of me becoming a cast member C, because it's different cast members, how they break it down, cast member A, cast member B, cast member C, right? I wasn't thirsty or geeked to be on TV because with fame comes a lot of backlash and all. You don't have people, it can get real crazy. And I tell people, like, my original assignment was to be behind the scenes. So regardless if I'm on TV or not, or I'm placed as a cast member or not, my assignment was to be behind the scenes. Now, we all know being on the scene can help furthermore push my brand, but that's not what I came to the door looking for. You feel me? Now, I don't know what happened in between time, but there were moments where conversations like, hey, we want Demario as one of the cast members, So I'm a believer in God, and everything's happened for a reason, and at that time it will happen.
Period.
I love it.
I love it. We said the same time.
And it's so important. It is so important to, just know who you are. And I'm learning that more, learning who you are, learning on what you can do, knowing the power that you possess, because we are powerful people. And it's 1 million stylists, it's 1 million event planner and actress. But if you are very confident and you know your power, you can shoot right up there because you have your own. You have your own. It's nothing like being the best you. You only can be the best you that you can be. So I'm definitely learning that. That's really good. And so we talked about branding yourself and marketing yourself. I know for me, that's what I'm, just trying to do now. You're really trying to stay on social media and do things, when you got 1 million other things going around surrounding you. So how has that been for you all, branding yourself and marketing yourself? Marissa, you mentioned that you've been doing TikToks and stuff. And so what is your goal from that? And
I don't know. It's a laugh. It keeps me entertained, and knowing I'm making people laugh, that keeps me sane. But the branding on my end, like, I'm doing so many different things that there's like, as I cook, so I got my cooking page and I branded that.
Yeah.
If you need some recipes, holla at me. Brooklyn Bites, what is it?
She was gonna cater the event.
What happened?
I said she was our caterer for today.
And I learned how to make sushi.
We got you next year, don't worry. We got you next year.
But then I got the production page, which I promote like the films and stuff that I'm working on. But then I got my Marissa page, which is like me and my son videos, and then my silly videos, and then just other stupidity, foolishness. I like foolishness.
It's good though.
But yeah, when I moved here, there's like focus on one thing, do one thing, you get out here. Somebody told me this. Oh, if you're gonna act, you should stick to acting. I was like, but what if I'm not getting casted in anything? Well, I got to pick something else to do. And then I started writing, and somebody told me, well, pick a genre. Like, you're good at comedy, stick with comedy. I was like, but I like horror films. I want to write horror. And I like thrillers and sci-fi and action films. And now I've got probably a script of each if somebody needed to read it. And this goes piggyback on the confidence. Definitely not cocky, but if someone says, hey, do you have something I could read? I was like, ooh, what do you want? Do you want a sitcom? You want a short film? You want a feature film? Do you want action? You want a rom-com? Do you want a thriller? I got a horror. I've got teasers to them. I've got lookbooks. This is confidence because I have it ready. I've had a lot of friends where somebody says, yeah, well, send me something. And a week later, I'll be like, well, did you send them anything? It's like, no, I have to prep stuff. And I was like, no, you got to have it ready. You got to have your resume ready. You got to have your writing samples ready to go. If they want to see some YouTubes, have that link already in some emails where you could just backtrack and be like, oh, I'm going to forward you this email. Always be ready. And don't put yourself in one box because I'm in like 50 different boxes.
Boom.
I love that.
But
That's true.
Multiple streams.
I believe I'm doing good in all of them.
You were just awarded something I saw online. You were
I won a
awarded.
short film contest, and this a friend, Tiffany Kaufman, she's a PR, she sent it to me, and I was BSing on the date because she sent it to me, I think, May 1st. And she said, make sure you get it in by June 1st. And I was like, cool, I got something. A week went by, and I was like, I still got something. Then the deadline came up, and I was like, okay, mind you, a 12-page short film, I could write that in like a couple of hours, and it'll be fine. So I went through my emails, and I was like, because I got a pile of shorts, and I was like, oh, this one will be great. They wouldn't expect it. It's got comedy. It's a thriller. It's a strong female lead, but she goes a little nuts. And I'm really looking forward to seeing who they cast in it because she's got to like go from she got to do a 180 in like 2 seconds and make it believable. Anyhow, so submitted it, and I kept saying, I was like, oh, this is good. I think they're going to love it. No one's going to submit anything like this, and there's that confidence, not cocky. And then like midway through June, was it June? No, this is June. Yeah, anyhow, they sent me the congratulations and I posted it. And then here goes one of the stories I was telling you about. Now, all the thanks that I got from like industry friends that are doing way up here, someone said, hey, is that so-and-so? Like they called it by the original name that I wrote it 8 years ago. Mind you, I wrote this 8 years ago and I just tweaked it a little bit. Cut to that story, this person, I presented it to them to see if they were interested in. And the email correspondence was, hey, I got this idea. I'm wondering if you want to shoot. They responded back, send me back when you get the script. I replied back to them probably a week later. I have the script, check it out. Let me know if you're interested. Their final response back was, yeah, I love it. We could shoot it in like 1 to 2 weeks. I'll get back to you. They never got back to me. 8 years later, when I announced that short film won a contest, they messaged me and said, that's my script. You sold it to me. I paid for it. Why would you submit this without, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, excuse me. Mind you, I own everything I write. I said, would you like me to forward you the email correspondence where it says blah, 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 blah. I could screenshot it and send it to you right now. Tail between their legs. No, never mind. It's cool. I'm good. I got bigger things to worry about. And this was somebody I respected, but I'm not surprised, disappointed again, like I've said, but don't call me for none again.
Right.
Once something I wrote got fired that you remember you were really interested in 8 years ago, now you want to try me.
Right. Wow. The devil always working.
That's how it is. I think people just be bored. They just want to start.
I don't know what it's called. Carla Crazy. They're going to be filming it in Flower Ave Films. They're going to be filming it in August. I'm looking forward to it. And
wow.
You'll see why somebody tried to try me with it because it's good.
It's going to be filmed that again?
They're filming it in August.
Okay. In the area.
Flower Ave Films are the ladies. It's Deshawn and Sade. Okay. Those are the 2 female Black producers that are doing it. I'm like, okay.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Producer of the year.
Okay. So I love what you said, be ready. I think this is a time especially when we're quarantined and we don't know what's going on, is to be ready. So I don't think we should be sitting on any gifts, any talents, or anything. Like, we need to, if you think of it, be ready, go for it. Because you only live once. You only live once. And so I love that when you said be ready to go for it and go get it and stuff like that. So that's super important. And so we talked about this too, like, support. How's your support? Do you have a team? How was it building a team and it fell through? Who do you have that you can call and, they have your back? For someone,
Adrian.
for someone who's looking.
Adrian, you don't believe this. Girl, let me tell you. Adrian, let them know. Don't know I'm calling you.
Or she'll send me a random text.
I am the most, let me tell you, Stefano, I am so random. I don't know if that's the Pisces in me or not, but I'm the most random person ever. Like, yeah. I have an idea and I'm like, yo, we should do it like this, or I just do that. I just do it.
Because at least you get it out on paper, you get it to somebody
Yeah.
else,
Mm-hmm.
get it out. So
Everything I vision, I manifest it. I believe in manifest. You got to manifest what you want. If you manifest it, it will come in due time. It might not come when you want it, but it's going to come.
Right.
Manifest. I tell my daughters that. I have a 16 and 19-year-old. Manifest. What you want, what you desire can happen. You got to put in the work. And you don't depend. My mother taught me a lot, but one thing she did tell me, be professional, work hard, and don't depend on nobody.
And it doesn't matter where you are in life, because you can be 60 years old and still grab onto that dream and get it out. Often people will say, well, I'm 30 or I'm 40, it's too late. It's never too late to manifest those things, because it might not come right away, but when it comes, it always on time. That's the timing that it was supposed to come.
But when you manifest, you also have to make sure that you are working towards your goal.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't work towards your goal, a homeless person can manifest whatever, but you have to do something to get out the situation that you want.
Proactive.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be proactive. I am a natural born hustler. I'm gonna make something happen. I don't know where I got that from. I think I got it from, I had to get it from my mom, my dad, both of them, but everybody doesn't have it. I think all of y'all have it, but some people just need that push. Some people are not proactive, but they are very, they're good learners and good listeners. So everybody works differently. So, the person that is not like us, who needs that push, they can still manifest it, but they just need that push. Some people just need that push. And I've always learned from my experiences. I'm hard-headed, and I'm very stubborn. So I've learned I had to make mistakes to get where I want to get.
You gotta learn the hard way.
That is so me. And it's sad. It's sad, but it's made me the woman I am today. Everybody, some people just go easy, I'm not Beyonce. I love Beyonce, by the way. But I'm not saying that's not Beyonce. I know you love Beyonce, Stefan, but I'm saying some people, you don't really hear anything. No, that's not me. You're going to hear a story let me tell you what happened. So she was on the corner, and then, I have a story. So I'm not saying Beyonce was a story, but you get what I mean. But I'm definitely somebody that has to fall a couple times, and then I get back up.
And that's the only way you learn, to fall.
Yeah, I fall and then got back.
As long as you paid attention to why you fell and don't repeat.
right, exactly.
No, I repeat a couple times, and then I get back up. No, but for real, I think you should just manifest what you want and work hard for it. It's really not that hard to do if you believe in yourself. That goes back to what you were saying about confidence, being confident in yourself. All of us have, as a woman, as a Black woman, we have insecurities and stuff like that. Everybody has insecurities. I don't know anybody who don't, but they're lying if they say they don't. But you have to find those insecurities and use those insecurities to motivate you to become the best version of you. Mm-hmm. So the insecurities that I had, I've used them to gain to become successful. What I just did that? That's facts. That's facts. I use my insecurity and I'm like, yo, I'm not good at this. So I use it to find out how I can mold myself to be a better Maya and mold myself
You
to.
didn't play victim.
Right.
I said you didn't play victim to your insecurities.
Right. I molded myself to influence other people because people tell me all the time, I like what you do. You inspire me. I'm like, what? I'm not good at compliments that much. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mhm.
But I really be saying that in the DMs. I'm like, okay. But I really had to think, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So I just use my insecurities to just be an influence for myself, for my daughters, and for people that, might want to do what I do. And just, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
But that's how you build your team, though. You find somebody, your strengths, you find somebody who's good at your weaknesses, and then you kind of click, and hopefully y'all on the same page.
Yeah.
Adrian, I'm
So
sure
let me tell y'all this crazy
click.
story. I mean to cut you off. So when I had a photo shoot one time, right? Maya, I think I told you about this. So I brought people that I knew as a team. One did hair, one did makeup, and one had a boutique, right? These are people that I've worked with fashion shows. So outside of styling, I host events too, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
no issues, never had a problem until we got to the reality TV stuff. When your name, see, the thing is, when God opened the door for you, you have to go through that door. You can't bring nobody else with you. And I didn't learn this, like you said, sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. I didn't learn this until after the fact. So I brought my friend who does hair, I brought my friend who does makeup, and I brought a friend that's a boutique. Because not only I'm gonna get put on, I'm gonna bring my team with me.
That's how I am. I want everybody on.
So we get
You can't
on,
bring everybody
get
on.
on set. We doing what we do, hair, makeup, clothes, picking out looks, all this and that. Photo shoot ends. The client say, I'm gonna call you later on, once I get the photos back, make sure how everything go. I'm like, cool. They call me and say, hey, I didn't like your hairstylist or your boutique girl. They was very rude. And I'm like, now, the whole time we at the shoot, in my head, I'm having little thoughts. And I'm like, God, and I tell you not to bring. And I'm like, well, I ain't never had a problem with these people. You feel me? Never had a problem with these people because we work together. But I had to realize it's different from when it's them and when it's you. They were good while you working up under them.
Right.
Now the role have flipped and they working for you.
Mm-hmm.
The light then shine a little bit to you, and it dim the light to them. So people, it goes back to saying like with attention seeking and validation. If they not being validated, if the light is not shining on the stage for them, they can't handle it. When it's somebody else, is So it put me in perspective like, well, these really not my friends like I thought they were. So you just have to be careful because even the closest people that you can, from knee high to adulthood will be the first ones to cross you. So,
for sure. Let me pull out the numbers. No, that is that is facts. It is sad, but if you talk to anybody that's up there, successful, they'll tell you the same thing. You agree, Marissa?
Yeah, didn't Kevin Hart's good best friend try to set him up with that situation to get money out of it?
Oh yeah,
his good friend.
That's how you know. It's the elimination process.
Right.
Everybody can't go with you where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not always happy for you too.
Oh yeah.
And it's sad because you think like you're best
Chat.
or whatever like that. You think once you make it or they make it or whatever, y'all good in the sunset, and it's like it's hurtful. But
mine went on social media and dogged me right after I got done with Black Ink. The first episode that I did, I got on Facebook 2 days later, and they dogged me. Everybody knew what they was talking about because I had posted a picture with all of us or whatever. But I'm the type of person I will read you for Phil. But that day I was just like, I was kind of blew back. Like, are y'all serious? Like I didn't have to bring you. They didn't ask for you. They asked for me.
right.
So
I know that hurts though.
It did, but it didn't because I kind of knew I was being, like you said, I was being hard headed. When God had already warned me, like I opened the door for you. So.
Okay.
I'm learning every day.
I got a good example. Mind you, I was trying to see if I wipe my eyebrow off because I'm sweating. But The example on that is like not everybody's there for you in your ride. Is like, say you got two girlfriends who don't have a man, they're down, they hang out together, drink together, all that stuff. And then one of them, finds a guy and she gets engaged. And you would think the other girl's happy for her, but she's like, well, now I'm by myself in my little lonely pity cloud. And she might try to sabotage and not really be happy for you and all that, just to bring you back to where she is so that y'all could be all buddy again. So that's how the entertainment thing is.
I've been there.
With the girlfriend and
I've been there. You can't, that's a whole nother topic, whole nother show.
Okay. So what about networking, guys? Because we're nearing, you were right, Maya, this is going super fast. So we're nearing down.
Like we've been here for a long time. It's 4:20.
Yeah,
we got like 30 minutes. It'll go, yeah.
So for everyone that's listening, thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and we'll get those answers by the end.
We'll be on Facebook Live.
We are on Facebook Live. We thank you all for sticking through. So networking is super important in this industry. Networking can be hard for some people because some people, don't want to talk to other people or scared to open up their mouths and, just say, what's up? What are you doing? Can we connect and stuff like that? So does networking come easy for you all? What tips can you give, for people who want to network, scared to open up their mouths and do things, and how do you follow up once you meet someone and it's not what it seemed like?
For me, I'm a very social person, so networking for me kind of comes easy. I use a lot of my networking skills on Instagram. I tell anybody, Instagram has been like the biggest blessing to my business ever. If I didn't have family members that lived out of town or that was older, I would not have a Facebook page at all, which I really don't have right now because I took it down. But I wouldn't even have Facebook. Instagram, it's just been a big blessing. And also how I use other networking tools. I go to different events and network. It doesn't always have to be DeMario as the host for the show or DeMario as the stylist, as DeMario as the wedding coordinator. I go to events even when it's not pertaining to DeMario. I network, I support, because you want that same support in return. I also go to big events like Essence Music Fest, Cincinnati Music Fest, and I network with people. I get out there in the crowd, in the public, and I talk to people. What I wear, fashion, like again, you are your business card. When I walk into the room, who is he? Open door for conversation. So it's a lot of different ways you can network, but for a person that's not so sociable, it may be kind of hard, but you have to break that, if you want to go into not just the entertainment business, but just entrepreneurship in itself.
Okay, awesome. Marissa?
You know who I'm talking to. I'm trying to get him out the room. Networking. I mean, I've been here. Close the door. Thank you. Hey, he gave me an hour and a half. Close the door.
He's been very patient. Tell him thank you.
It's time to wrap it up.
Do some chocolate too. But networking, I've been here long enough where I'm like, if somebody, like I see a post on Facebook where somebody needs this person, I'll tag like 5 people and then what is it called? Turn off notifications so I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Like with DeMario, you coming out here, I was like, oh, who do you need? I was like, oh, I would check this person out for that, this person out for that, this person out for that.
You're good at that,
you
yeah.
did.
You on your way too. A lot of people don't do that, but it's so easy to share contact and connects that somebody's gonna benefit from it.
Right.
Networking events, I ain't going to nothing right now, but when we open back up, I tell people always have your cards ready. Mm-hmm. People aren't gonna remember you unless they go right to their social media and pop you in, which is real popular. Right. Shoot them your @ and then they'll look you up. But yeah, people will look up your work and want verification. If you say you do something now, it's not just a business card. Be like, oh my God, he's a producer. Oh, he's gonna do this. You get on IMDb, you look them up, you do a background check search on them. I can tell you how to stalk, people's credentials and get verification. But yeah, it's not just a business card that's going to impress people now. Now they want to see the work. What have you done? Okay.
Social media is the best tool actually to verify the work. I mean, if you're not lying about your work.
Yeah. Google. I'm Googleable.
Yeah.
I tell people that. Be like, type in the name. You can find my work.
Your business. They want to see how you build your careers. Yeah. So they can have something to brag about too. They want to be like, okay, you know, I work with such and such and such. So yeah, that's super important. And Maya, you're a big networker.
I love to network. I think that with the clients that I do have that I help build their brand and stuff, I'm not really fond of the cards anymore. I feel like we're so techy now. Not everybody, but most people have an Instagram, right? Not everybody, but cards are cool. But I feel like a lot of people keep their cards and just don't use them. It just depends where you're at, I guess. But I feel like if there's an event going on that you're wanting to go to, is of interest in what you do, go to it. Get cute and go by yourself. Don't worry about going with a whole bunch of people. Go by yourself. I believe networking equals net worth. I'm very big on that. Networking equals net worth. If you talk to anybody that has, and not just in the entertainment industry, just who's doing business, they could be restaurant owner, whatever. A lot of things are hearsay. You know, like if you hear about something you want to hear from saying, and you know, just make yourself marketable and use those tools to market yourself. There's no reason why you can't market yourself.
Right.
There's no, it's too much tools and ways now that you can be profitable and you can be successful. I have a question in the chat. What would you recommend for an upcoming videographer that would like to work more in the video editing process of web series? Marissa, you want to answer that?
Yep, I was going to. Who is that?
Kristen. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Kristen. Start out small. Start putting little pieces together because you want to build up a reel to it. Because when you try to present yourself as I'm a videographer in training, whatever, they're going to want to know, like, what have you done? What have you worked on? So start with 1 minute, 2 minute quick edits, come up with a little story, shoot it, edit it, and start putting that together. Also, not right now. Also, go ahead in the room. Go ahead, take it. Bye. Chocolate. I give you chocolate, y'all. So yeah, and then whoever style that you like, start to look at their work and see what is it you like about them. Would you do the same thing? Would you do something different? If you got a completely different style, again, show that in your reel that you're gonna put together.
Okay.
I agree. And to piggyback on that, find people that you admire, that you like their work. Let that be a competition for yourself. You see somebody's work, you want to be better than them. You're competing over yourself, not really with other people, right? You see their work, you want to make sure your work is 10 times better than that. So you can say, I know for a fact, if I present this to somebody, they're gonna like it. You know what I mean? So I think that's very important. And I think the number one thing with networking is knowing and keeping your contacts.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
My contacts. I don't care if I talk to you in 1999. In marketing context, I've always been the type of person to reach out to people that, I reach out to in my personal life. I like to check up on my friends and stuff like that. So for me with business is also with networking, if you have a great connect, don't be so pushy. Don't be too aggressive. You want to be smooth with it, but you want to let them know that you're about your business. When they see that you're about your business, people want to work with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say this: don't be nice. I don't believe. Oh, one thing my mother watching. Hi, Mom. Number one thing she told me.
Mom.
She was a beast in any type of networking and marketing too. Do never ever work for free. Never work. If you good at something, don't work for free. She told me that when I was a kid. If you good at something, don't work for free. I was a partner. She's one of my good friends to this day. We had a blog. We were actually one of the first bloggers in Texas. We got 1 million people on YouTube following us and stuff. I wanted to keep my friendship. I ain't getting paid. You feel me? Like, we friends, but I got 2 kids. And she respected that. We still friends to this day. And we were interviewing all celebrities and all that. It was fun. But at the end of the day, is don't work for free. Period.
I gotta argue with that.
Why?
What you consider free though is exposure free.
Okay, yeah. Okay. You're right.
marketing.
Experience is worth a lot of money too, and you're not getting paid for it.
That's true. Because when I started, remember I told you I went my first BT Awards in 2002? I didn't get paid for flying out there. I paid for my flight and everything, right? That was exposure. So you're right, Marissa, you're right.
I'll tell you a quick story. I'll try to keep it quick on how I did a gig for $25. I took 3 buses to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning in Santa Monica. This is my first year in LA.
Wow.
So the pay was $50 to work on a pilot for this producer. And I was like, shoot, I'll take $50. The bus was only like $2 round trip, whatever. Went out there, did the pilot. The pilot did good for him. That flipped me into 5 episodes on season 2 of Wildin' Out, where it paid for me to be an AFTRA. And I met comedian after comedian off that show.
Yeah.
So my little $50, which you look at people laughing at now, look what that done did.
Right.
You're right.
But
Shout out to
experience
Tony.
and exposure are not free.
Right. Exposure is not free.
Yeah.
You ain't doing a music video for that ain't doing nothing.
When I say working for free, I'm saying like if you have, I mean, at this point in your career, Marissa, you're not gonna do nothing for free. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. Like, if you gain the past exposure, there's some people that still think you can like. Don't be cheap with your. What I'm trying to say is, if you're good at something, if you're good at something, don't just. Oh no, this is my price.
Yeah, because then around that circle gets around and be like, yeah, she did it for $100. You can get it there too.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
Because
even
people will play on that free stuff. They will play on it.
I feel like as
All
an
the way to
entrepreneur,
the
you have to have that check-in time, just like you do when you're at a job. You know, they check quarterly checks. So you need to kind of check in with yourself. Okay, like what have I done? You know, like kind of go through your reel and done, and then you change your prices if need be. You know what I mean? You always have to have check-ins with yourself as a business owner.
For sure.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I agree. And just like you all saying, that comes with that confidence. I know how much I'm worth. So once you feel like you got that exposure and the things you need to start making money, because that's what you in it too. You know, to make money, enjoy it, but you need to start making money. So, all right.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite part because
Dance break.
We going all the way back from the beginning. I want y'all to grab y'all tea because I want to hear about this tea and this shiesty.
I need you to finish. I want a mimosa so bad that I need you to finish that little swallow. I've been watching it for the past 10 minutes. Okay, I feel better now.
So so we talked about earlier, we was getting into some deep topic about tea in the industry and people being shiesty and stuff that you have to go through because people don't recognize that. You know, they see it on people's social media and you said it, Demario, like they're not living that life. You know, I don't know if you watched the Housewives of Atlanta. Lenini was telling Eva, you was licking bottoms, to get here and stuff like that. People don't see that. People don't see the stuff that people do behind each other's back to get the glitz and the glam and stuff. So I'm sure you all have experienced and seen and heard things like that.
Steph, I want some tea.
So if y'all want to share, let me know.
I don't have that much bad tea.
I just think this is.
You don't want to say nobody's name.
I hate to do the racial thing, but we love to get on social media and say it's always the next race, but a lot of it be us, and not even just with my situations. I see a lot. Like one time I seen where Megan Thee Stallion makeup artists had to expose her, and Megan,
I know you're talking about.
You feel me? Megan didn't get on under the post until she got called out. Why should it have to take this for you to pay me or for this for you to respond? If I'm working with you and I've been working with you before you establish your name and your brand, why do we gotta get ignorant on social media? Why does it? Because people love to say, but why people always go to social media? Because sometimes social media is the only way people will respond. So if I have to embarrass you to get your attention, then that's just what I'm gonna have to do. Because I'm sure prior to me embarrassing you on social media, We had the text messages. We had the phone calls that you ignored. We had me asking you what's going on with emails. So I'm sure there was many steps before we got to this point. And it should
Beyonce
take
doesn't do that.
right. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just people. I don't know. Maybe I'm different, but to my thing is do it right the first time, so we won't have to go here.
Right.
So just like you trying to be slick with me, somebody else gonna be slick with you in a different way. And I tell people all the time, like you just said, this industry is small. On top of that, me representing the LGBT community, you don't know who I know. And you know LGBT community know everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Period.
how you trying to be slick? Like, what do you think you're doing? But people, I don't know. I just don't get. I don't get us, and especially when we get in this field of, because it can change in a minute.
Mhm.
You be up here today.
Yeah. And I
Down
think social media. I actually unfollowed this. I unfollowed the shade room. I unfollowed anything that if my energy cannot perceive. I'm really good at that. Now I check in and I comment like, shut up. I love doing that. I love it. I'm just like, be quiet. Like, I just think, I don't really find them taking personal things on social media, but I find out publicists, like my major was PR, public relations, right? So the publicists, where are they? Because these celebrities are just like, they say whatever and do whatever. Marissa, where the publicists at?
And once it's out there, you can't take it back.
You take it back.
Is the publicists working? Are they hiring publicists?
It's like that orange piece of shit. There's no filter, and the kids, you can't take it away. And then after the fact, they're like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." Well, it's
Right.
Too late now.
delete it. You can try to delete it a minute later, but 1,000
Everybody already saved
people already done screenshot it.
Yeah.
But it's that heat of the moment. You want to talk shit and then try to take it back. I try not to do that.
But I wonder where are the publicists now?
But the publicists, they'll see it after the fact. They're not going to tell their publicist, yo, I'm about to go in on this person online. The publicist sees it after. Wait a minute. I heard you did this, this, and this. And it was like, yeah, I went in on so-and-so. And then they're like, you got to take that back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not like they tell their publicist what they're about to do.
Cardi B slowed down. I like Cardi B. She slowed down.
I could have been excuse my French, I could have been a dirty motherfucker. Because I had been in a situation. And see, I'm gonna just say this. I'm not the gay person that's like, I'm gonna say I'm not a shiesty, and I'll say that because we got a lot of shiesties in this community, okay? And I done seen people naked, I done been in people's bedrooms, and when I say bedrooms, not sleeping with them, I'm just about just been in there on some, we in here chilling, me, you, the next person, this, that, and so. All it takes is for us to upload and your whole career will be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not that type of person. But don't try me.
Don't think you drinking your tea.
You say, well, Maya?
If I look like
right. Don't try me. Like, do right. Like you being slick. I got a hand up on you. I really got a hand up on you. But I'm not that type of person because I don't want it to come back on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, we have to, I say this all the time, your heart has to be right in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Every single thing that you do, because you never know who's watching. You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are watching your Instagram. Oh, I also tell my clients this. A lot of people are watching y'all's Instagram, even if you don't post that much. It's like, I'm not gonna put no names, but people be looking at my IG snaps. I'm like, they're looking at my IG snap. I could post a picture of us, and I'm like, oh my God, you won't believe. I think people are really using social media now, and it could be in a good form. I'll be shocked. How could they get to my page? They don't even follow me. So I tell them, be mindful of your content and what you put out there, and how you want your brand to be. I'm big on my brand. If my name is behind something, I want to make sure it's organized. I'm a perfectionist. I want it to go smoothly. Like, it's almost 5 o'clock, we out of here. You know what I mean? I don't like wasting people's time. Just be kind. It's not hard to be kind. I just feel like if you be kind and do your work and be professional, I know it's not always going to be like that, but it's worked for me.
Like with the tea you talk about, I was like, I can't do tea on people. Like my friends that know the situations, I will roast the hell out of some of these motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm going to cuss it. But Like I'm not gonna talk shit about somebody. If you do say, hey, what do you think about this one? If you pay attention, you might get the you might get that, like, yeah, I don't work with him personally, but you go ahead type thing. I'll do
So
that.
I want to say this: is Nick Cannon pretty easy to work with or
He
for?
was a sweetheart. He was sweet.
That's what I've heard.
I can see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
He seems like he's about his business too.
Oh yeah, he is still to this day.
People don't give Nick Cannon a credit. He's definitely.
They just do it quietly. Trust me, I have so many conversations with people, and they're like, Nick Cannon always doing his thing.
I've heard that too.
Especially like now with the Black Lives Movement and stuff, like he's really like out there.
Yeah.
doing things.
Nick Cannon been in the game. He's a very humble person. Put it as his resume.
What was that
Nice.
Nickelodeon he started off with? What was that?
Oh yeah.
He's been around for a minute.
So with
Yeah. Love don't
I
cost.
just want people to remember me more than just being a stylist and an event host. I want, if you bring up my name, I'm saying, oh yeah, he's a good dude. Oh, he got a good heart. I want you to be like, ooh, child, you better watch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't a good conversation.
Right.
And it could destroy a lot of
Nobody would
opportunities.
say, if somebody tried to say that about me, yeah, you got to look at them first, because
Like they lying.
they're definitely lying. And anybody that knows me and be like, yeah, they lying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Stefan, do we have any questions on Facebook before we wrap everything up?
I don't have any questions.
Your last question?
But people are saying thanks for the transparency, and they just love what we're talking about. But my next question, and will be last, is just dropping gems, like things that people can take away. What are your takeaways? What do you want people to know that's trying to get into the industry, that's trying to build their brand, that's trying to deal with confidence and networking and different things like that, dealing with people, supporting the team, everything that we've been talking about? What would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to. I would tell them to basically take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Because when you start looking at other people, you get distracted, and you sometimes feel like, oh, well, how did they surpass me, or how did they get this client, or how they follow your own time in your own path. Work in silence and pop out. Work in silence and pop out. There's many different stylists that I know who started after me, or who, and they've gotten a long way. And I'll say they're way further than me, but that's not my path. I might have went the short route or the long route, and God might be taking them the short route. They career might be ended in the next year and a half. Mass might go on to the next 20, 30 years. So let everything you do be divine. Pray for divine connections, where I don't care if they're your family clients. Whoever you're doing business with, let everything be divine. Take your time, work at your own pace. Don't try to work at somebody else's pace. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Work in your own lane and drive.
Okay. Awesome. What about you, Marissa?
I would say be an original. Try. You got to be an original, because at the end of the day, there's only one you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else in the world like you. So you got to use that, because there's 50 million actresses trying to do what you're trying to do, or 50 million stylists or cooks. No, you can't cook like me. Or writers or stuff like that. So with so many people trying to do the same thing you want to do, you got to set yourself apart. You can't just be average. There's no average. There's no basic in this. And you got to work for it. If it doesn't work, try again. Try something else.
Right.
Study from somebody else. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You may get turned down on that help, but still ask.
Right.
Or do your own research.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
And keep at it. If that's what you really want to do, you got to stick with it.
That's exactly what.
If you give up too early, it might not have been meant for you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to piggyback off of that. I would say consistency with everything across the board. Be consistent with who you are, how you treat people, your professionalism, and your brand. And even going back to the networking, I know Maya, you said not to, kind of be too hard on people, kind of putting yourself out there too much, but you've got to check in, because people will forget. They meet so many different people, they see so many different things, and we are in that generation where people have a one-track mind, so you've got to check in with people. So just be consistent across the board with your brand.
Yeah.
And can I add punctuality? Don't be late. Don't be late. Don't be late. If they be there at 1
That
o'clock,
part.
your ass better be outside at 12:45 waiting. And if
Black people.
you let them know you're gonna be late ahead of time. Don't be like, oh, 1:05, I'm gonna be late. Cause then I don't work with late. I don't do lateness. That's my time. Time is money.
Maya, you see, I was on time for the Zoom meeting. 10, 15 minutes.
You were
And
before
this
me.
was a Zoom meeting. I might have had technical difficulties, but I was on time, man.
But like work, keep that Hollywood time, you know, oh, I'm be fashionably late. Not when somebody else's money's on the line, you won't.
Okay.
And
That's
Hello.
true.
that travels with you. Be like, oh, she comes in late. She's never ready. She's never prepared. That travels with you. Be a
When you-
professional from day one.
When you're on,
Everybody's watching.
Be professional.
Yeah.
I would say be professional. I mean, everybody has their different spiritual walk. I mean, I have friends from all walks of life that believe in something. But for me, I mean, my trust in God and my faith is very strong. That keeps me grounded. That's what I would definitely want to say. So whatever spirituality journey you're on, you know, make sure your energy is you know, you're around people that have good energy, because that can you know, that can be disappointing when you just energy is always bad and off. Be consistent, persistent, and I think if you're consistent with your work ethic, then you can be successful. That's what I would want to say. Your spiritual walk, being consistent, because when you're consistent, everything else come in play. You'll definitely see, and also writing things down, your goals, like this pandemic. I want to say this before we log off. This pandemic, we've never seen this before, right? This is a big deal. The COVID, people at home. Use this time, like I said before, to write down your goals. Cross your goals out. For me, this event is over. Thank you. So, guess what? I already have a list of other things I'm trying to do, and I will do because I'm consistent.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
So I agree. I agree with everything. With everybody.
How about you, Stefan?
I agree with everything. Being consistent, and just keep at it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, and keep working hard towards your goal. Like, you got to keep going back to my girl Beyonce. Like, you see all the time. Like, when she did Coachella, she was working on that a year in
for sure.
a year before was going on and stuff. And so it's just so cool. Yeah, it's cool to see her work ethic, and that's what I appreciate about her most, is how she shows how hard she works and stuff, and how many hours she puts in the day. And so we have to do that. We have to put a lot of hours in our goals and our talents, and just keep being happy. I think we have so much control over our emotions and stuff, you know, and sometimes it may be down, but we have so much control in how we can portray that day and shift that day into and stuff. So yeah, I definitely.
And Stefan, tell us about yourself, because you being so humble right now. Your accolades.
No,
He's
but,
an awesome chef.
yeah, so that was leading into my next one. I just want you all to promote you all, and how people can find you on your social media, and you know, if you offer any services or merchandise, how can they get in contact with you? But me, myself, I'm Stefan Patterson. I go by King Patterson, and I cook as well. I'm building my cooking brand, and that's going successful. You can see me on TMZ. I was on TMZ probably for a half a year straight, always on there doing some corresponding work with them. Also, you know, just getting different things. You know, with acting, you know, I would do some work in Chicago and stuff with that. I'm from Chicago, but I just recently moved to Dallas, so that's a new journey for me. I've been here for about 4 or 5 months, and so I'm just trying to figure that out. And so I'm in the middle of building my brand and just stepping out on my purpose that I knew that I always had. And
Come on, cuz.
It's exciting. So
I mean, we gonna eat good when we all link up, because we got 2 chefs
We
to build,
keep it in the family.
yes,
People didn't know that.
So yeah, I'm definitely, you know, I'm just in the middle. You know, I call myself the jack of all trades, because I can do a lot, and I'm just learning how to balance that out. And stuff. So
Where do y'all see each other a year from now or two?
it's this this
You
series,
have big dreams. Go ahead and share 'em.
this series that I always promote called Destination to Destiny by T.D. Jakes, and it really helped me for my year 2020. And he was talking about how he planned his life out in decades. And so for my next 10 years, 40 will be, I will be very, very healthy and very wealthy. And I will be able to be in a place
Confidence.
I see myself just being that successful chef, that influencer, that person who, is just in the industry, just helping out and doing things. I'm really, I'm 30 years old, and I was one of the ones saying, man, I'm just now jumping on what I should have been doing for years and stuff. And so that's why it's like I got to keep reminding myself that that's still a good age to, launch a career, to launch into a purpose and different things like that.
At the perfect time.
Perfect timing, right? So,
Right.
yeah, that's my next 10 years is very crucial for me, and I'm not playing. I'm jumping on things. I'm doing it. I'm investing in myself. Not being afraid to spend my money to invest in myself. And if I lose it, I lose it, but I tried. So that's for me.
Yep. So last year this time we were in LA, right?
Mm-hmm. We were in
At the
that-
BET Awards.
and we was in the hotel. We was in the JW talking it up. All time.
Wow.
Walking past, it was just crazy. And Mike was like, I'm gonna use you and stuff like that, and we're gonna do things. And here we are. We had this little coronavirus stuff, but we were able to move forward and stuff.
So let me holler at you, cuz. Because you family, you was my cousin.
Yeah.
Adrian, what about you?
Next, there we go. As far as the next year,
And the gym, right? We're doing gyms, right? And then we
Mm-hmm.
okay, we from the gyms. Mine was consistency. Mine was staying consistent with your brand and who you are, and making sure that you follow up with people, making sure that you make sure they remember you, and make sure they understand where you're trying to be, what your goal is, because I think that can kind of sometimes get a little blurry. They can't tell what you want to do with them. So I feel like being consistent and being upfront and transparent about what you're looking for and what your goals are.
Okay. And what's your 10-year, your next?
Ooh, my 10-year.
A 10-year a year.
Year will be to own
1 year.
one. Okay. My 1 year would be for my projects that I'm working on now to have come to fruition. I don't want, like I said earlier, I don't want to speak too prematurely, but that would be
Manifest it.
Yeah, manifesting on paper. I can't tell too many people
yet. You see how we work? I'm an extrovert. She's an introvert. I don't know if y'all noticed that. That's why we work right together.
That's why y'all work well together.
She's really not that quiet though.
Marissa.
Just a quote. I say, be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
That'll be my gem in a year, because 10 years. Whew. To have finished Valley of Zombies. That's my zombie movie.
Yep.
I wrote it. I'll be directing it. We will have that done before a year.
I definitely will market that for you.
Congrats.
We're gonna target Netflix and Urban Music Movie Channel and everything, and then through that, I'm gonna have at least a 3-picture deal with somebody's ass. So.
Oh.
Wasn't that out?
Mario. Ooh, it's almost 5. We did it.
So for me, honestly, I like hosting shows more than I do styling. I know that sounds crazy, but I love hosting shows more than. Hopefully, one day I will be the host of the BET Awards. One day, I'm gonna put it out there. But I have a few weddings that I have to do this year. I don't know, because of the coronavirus, of course. I don't know how that's gonna go. But at the top of the year, I will be in San Francisco hosting a black tie gala fashion event. It's for all fashion industry people and music entertainment. And I met this young lady also off Instagram. Her name is Nakaija. She's from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm excited about that, because I've never really done a classy, event. And I love hosting shows. Like, I went to Cincinnati Music Fest and did an event. Like, it's kind of a different energy. Like, it's like an alter ego, the person who you are, and then the person you tap into.
Okay.
But I'm still able to promote fashion when I do shows. So my goal is to hopefully one day be on a network, you know, maybe the next Andy Cohen, like Stephon. Me and Stephon might have a show together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You never know.
Stephon, you need to reach out to Marissa too. I'll later.
Can I shoot
For
you an
sure.
idea, Demario?
BET Awards,
Can I shoot you
host,
an
I'm with
idea?
all of that.
I don't know if you ever watched Style on E. Was that the name of the show where the two hosts
Yes.
they would talk about? Start shooting yourself a little 2-3 minute clips of stuff.
Yeah.
Start
I'm
your
gonna do
reel.
that.
Start your reel for YouTube.
And Stephon's gonna reach out to whoever about, you know, I'm not gonna put it.
Listen,
I do.
I'm a character. Y'all don't even know the half, baby. I'm a character for real. But
This was fun. This
in
was
God's
fun.
time, all of us can come together.
I feel like I just made 3 new friends, y'all.
This was fun, and we hope that whoever's
We lit.
watching, because we're still on live on Facebook, and we're gonna, Stephon gonna make sure it's like shared. We're gonna make this viral, and on YouTube, I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel. We just, you know, we want everybody to just stay safe. Like
Right.
Marissa over there with her mask.
Right. I like
I
it.
just got word. Y'all can't hear me. I just got word, which I got to confirm, that they shut bars back down in California. No,
They did in Texas. They did in Dallas too.
it's an inconvenience, but just rep your team. Just be cute.
Mask up.
Just do it. It's an inconvenience, but
Let's do it. So how can,
Anybody else want to? Oh, go ahead, Stephon.
how can people reach you,
Oh yeah.
Marissa? If you're selling anything or you want people to follow you, what is your information?
damn it, I should have had this written down. Ooh, I can't. Come back to me.
And then you all can edit your names too on Zoom if you want to put your IG name in there as well.
On the chat.
Yeah, on the chat. Put them in the chat. Or you
Can they see it on Facebook?
they can see us on
let me
Facebook
add.
as well. So y'all see. What about you, Demario?
I'm putting mine.
You can guys follow me at stylish_do. I'm putting it in the chat right now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
stylish_do. At the moment, I do not have product available. Everybody keep asking, when are you going to drop a line? When are you going to do this? I don't know if clothes will be my first thing. It might be makeup. It might be fragrance. It might be a women's shoe. I don't know, because women like to spend money. So I'm just still praying on that situation as far as product and what I want to do right now. But
Okay, thank you.
I'm kind of tapping into this real estate property buying thing. Like, I keep going towards that lane. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. And Adrian?
Mine is, I'm only active on Instagram. It's _ADZAYEDEEZYY.
And Miss Maya?
I put it on the chat. Networking Queens 1. Networking Queens Marketing Group. We specialize in helping, if you have a business, a small business, if you're a small business owner, or if you're trying to build your brand, we can guide you on the tools that's needed to become successful. Also, I do create events that specialize in entrepreneurship, where people basically come to the events, they pay to get an event, and they network with other people. Usually I have hosts that speak on their experience. All of my events, people have gained successful business partnerships. It's not just about women empowerment. Men are come too. Adrian, you agree? Our last event was dope, right?
Yes, it was.
It was here in Dallas back in November 2019. And we had women that.
Culture Studio. So plug for the Culture
Oh, shout out to Florida Culture Studio in Dallas, Texas. Victoria, what's up? Was good. She's awesome. She's a Black business owner. She owns the studio in Dallas that I've hosted events. She's a big supporter of mine. Who else I can plug in here?
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think right now.
Awesome.
But thank you.
Awesome. So I thank you all. We did it.
Woo!
Thank y'all for having me.
And I thank you all so much. I thank you all so much, and I can't wait to network with you all and hang out with you all once we figure this thing out and stuff like that. But I thank you all for sharing.
Oh, one more thing. Okay, Angel. Thank you, Angel. She follow her on KMer Hair Collections. She's a big supporter of me and Networking Queens. KHMER Hair Collections, Hair and Beauty. It's in Texas, in the Dallas area. And I hope everybody stays safe, stay quarantined, eat your vegetables, And we will be sharing this virally.
Yeah,
We
bye.
love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Love
And I will
y'all.
hit y'all up
Y'all
later on.
August 15th.
Check our group chat later on. Bye.
All right, see you
See
all.
ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.